When you find a real estate platform that aligns everyone in the entire company financially by making us real estate agents owners, so when the average agent wins, everyone wins, that's the secret to success. And when you surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurial people who absolutely love what they do, they love serving people, they love God and life, and you put yourself in an environment of high energy, high producing, positive people every day, you can't help but succeed in business and life. We are changing the real estate industry and changing real estate agents' lives. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever podcast.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for jumping on the Financial Freedom Forever podcast today. I'm super excited to be interviewing my business partner, David Palma from Northern California. How are you doing today, David?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah, super excited to kind of tell people your story. We've been partners here for just about a year now. We want to just kind of share your story, your background in real estate and what you've done. I know you've been a top producing agent in your county and had started off as a single agent, started your own company with your brother, and a lot going on. So just tell us a little bit about your background and thanks everyone for jumping on. And if you have any questions, just put them in the chat box here for David, and we'll just ask away. So tell us your background, David.
Well, I've been in real estate since 2013. It's it's been the real estate roller coaster, as I like to call it, and hitting the pavement, grinding, doing everything I can as an agent, and it took me time. So it wasn't easy. I don't have this elaborate story of selling 50 houses my first year like some of these guys in eXp. Big game changers, but I'm from a small area, so it took work. And graduated college, went straight into real estate instead of doing the corporate world, just trying to realize my dream. Really just did not want to work with for a boss for the rest of my life. And I'm a visionary. I like to put action into play into action, and that's just my personality. So real estate's been a great thing for me. Been in since 2013, like I said, and about 3 years after joining, I started my own brokerage with my brother. He's a spec builder out of Lafayette, California, and just really made sense for me to put my own vision into play. That was awesome. I grew the team to about 14 agents at one point. Managing agents is not easy. Teaching them stuff like door knocking and communications with clients, and it's basically being a counselor, as if anyone that's raised the team. And Andre, you're doing great with me. I know I'm a handful. But, when you called me and told me about this business plan and this great model that eXp has to offer, I was very skeptical at first.
Right.
I was one of those people that I didn't just jump on board. I had to think about it. I had to poke holes in it. I had to figure out what was right, what was wrong about it. And honestly, it's the best decision I've ever made. So I appreciate it.
So so when I reached out to you, like you said, it took a minute, right? And that's normal. I mean, you had your own independent brokerage. I mean, why would you think about moving? But when you started doing your due diligence and looking at the information, you had more questions, and we got them answered. And then when it was the right time, you came over. But what did you like most about the eXp business model that got you really thinking about, might there be a better way than what you were currently doing? What were those top 2 or 3 things?
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, I was like, no way. I got my name on the building. Everyone in town, switching brokerages is a big thing in the community. Everyone's going to talk about it. And so I just didn't want to go down that route. I was pretty stubborn, and I have a lot of vision on my own, and I'm a stubborn person. So when I really started looking at the model, what made sense to me was, the stocks. Becoming an icon agent, that's me. Now, did I do it my first year in eXp? No. So it's interesting. I'm always an overachiever. But this year in 2021, it's 2022 now, but in 2021, when I switched, it's been about a year for me now. I focused on back-end goals. And so really putting together a machine so that 2022 could be a great year. Icon agent alone right there is a no-brainer. I put all my money back into my business, and I don't have, besides like a full life policy, I don't have stock saved. I don't have retirement saved. And I figured over the next 3 years, I'll have about 50,000 in stocks with eXp. That right there made my move.
Yeah, the stocks is a big deal. I mean, I didn't think much of it when I first saw it. It's like, yeah, it'd be a nice little bonus. But yeah, having ownership in your own company, and having stocks that you continue seeing growing and growing, it is a big deal. So
I mean, Andre, I've seen how you've grown over since we met. I mean, just looking at your rev share blows my mind. When we met, I mean, you were like here, and now you're here, and it's only been a year. So
yeah, it takes a little bit of time to get things growing, just like anything. When we first all got into real estate, I mean, we didn't go out and list 20 houses our first month, right? I mean, I think my first year sold 7 properties. It took time to start building it up. And the same thing with your revenue share. As you're in the company longer and you continue seeing a lot of benefits and lives changing, and you're involved in that, it really starts, does something to your heart that you really feel obligated to share with the people that you like, right? So if anyone's out there listening to this and you've got a couple of phone calls from an eXp agent, that means, they value you and your business, and they're excited because it's changed their life, and they want to share that with you. But
I'd like to stop you for a second, Andre. When you said it takes patience, and it just takes time. I mean, honestly, in my adulthood, I'm 37 years old. That's one thing that I've really focused on maturing is patience, because if we follow a shiny object and just jump and get sidetracked, we're not going to reach our goals. And so just patience, steady, moving forward. And I've really seen that with you. I've seen that with my business this year. And I'm really excited for 2022.
Yeah, consistency is key on no matter what you're doing, right? If it's building your brokerage, your global business, your listing inventory, and your sales, it's just being consistent with everything. And we try to help people do that for sure. Now, you were a single agent, solo agent, started off right at, I think, Remax, you said, for 2-3 years, and then you partnered up with your brother and started your own independent company. So you've been on the solo agent side, you've been on the broker owner, team leader side. What was the most difficult part of being a solo agent and or a team leader and making the move over to eXp? How has that changed and helped those things that you may have had challenge with before? What comes to mind first?
Well, honestly, working as a broker manager in an office, my brother being the main broker and me being there to guide all the agents, I think that being just available when I'm doing my own business, being a single agent, having to produce as well, and then also being available. And don't get me wrong, I love helping. I want to share my knowledge and what I've learned in real estate with everyone that I possibly can. But personally, just managing people was difficult, and the platform with eXp is just wonderful. I have Debbie Penny as my broker in California, and we have 6 other brokers that are right there with her. And so just the platform with Verbella, it seemed a little bit honky when I first went in. I'm like, geez, like SimCity, what is this? Now it's the best tool ever. If I have a question, literally within like the next 15 seconds, I'm in this broker state room. The assistant's telling me to pull a tab, and then I'm sitting in front of a broker talking to them within minutes.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. So you've had pretty good luck. A lot of people are a little nervous about that. It's like, hey, with this virtual world thing, if I have a problem, I got a question, I need a broker right away. How am I going to find someone so quickly? And it's even better than it was before. I mean, when you had to go walk across the hall to talk to a broker, get him on the phone, right?
And that's not reality. Like walking across the hall. I mean, before, for me to talk to my broker, I'd have to fly to Italy, like he's traveling. I mean, these are what brokers do, man. They make money. They build up their teams. They step back out of sales, and then they go up on the high horse. And there are brokerages out there where the broker is very engaged with their team, but that'll come to end. I mean, that's a hardworking broker. That's what, like, anyone that's building a team, like, I don't want to say that you're going to be there someday, Andre, but you might. I mean, and then you're going to have the next in line come in. But with eXp, we always have like this amazing collaboration of team members and access to brokers, and I really think that's a huge benefit.
So, so I think you told me before that you have about 7 agents on your team now that are out there all producing, and you got 2 offices, right? You're in Northern California. You have 2 offices. Where are those 2 office locations? And are you looking for agents to join you there? And if so, give them the best way that they can reach you.
I mean, first off, we got to get you out here to California, Andre. I mean, it's nice out here, but yeah, I'm if you're familiar with California, if you go to San Francisco, go over the Golden Gate Bridge on the Highway 101, about 1.5 hours, 2 hours. I have my first office in Mendocino County, so I serve a huge area out there. I mean, that real estate out there made me a good realtor because we're doing country properties, septics, and all kinds of getting properties to pass FHA and whatnot. So I have one in Mendocino County, and then I just recently opened up a second branch in Placer County, which is our state capital in Sacramento.
All right, awesome. Now, I know we've been to a couple of events together, several, 3 or 4 by now, and have had a lot of fun. But I know with other companies, they have conferences and stuff that we've all gone to in the past. What's been really different, and why do you go to so many events, and how it's changed your business? Let's talk about that.
I mean, honestly, this podcast, I feel level right now. Talking about these events what makes me want to stand up. The events, so I started January 6, 2021. Is when I made the switch, and I literally spent about 3 months switching over all my branding, all my logos, email backend, metadata,
Right.
I mean, just think about the whole list. When you invited me to Cabo, I was thinking, I don't know if I can do it. I need to do some business, but I have done a lot of coaching. That's how you and me met at Craig Proctor. I go to coaching, I pay for coaching, I go to all the events, and I know how important they are. So, I dug deep, I made it happen. In fact, I didn't even have tickets. I had to resource the WorkChat platform to find Brent Go's daughter, and she hooked me up. But when I got there, I was just a single agent, part of this company called eXp. And by the time I left, I was playing pool with our CEO of all of eXp. I mean, it was just a huge eye opener for me. The level of transparency that our upper owners have with just standard agents like me. And then just seeing everyone on stage, seeing grown men cry, family members cry, sharing their stories of success and how this, company has changed their lives. It was heartfelt. And I went back feeling like I was not just a single agent anymore, or just like another number in a brokerage. I felt like I was an individual that people were calling me by name. And these are people that are, selling 200 houses a year, or, teams that have like 900, agents in their team that are, talking with me. So those events, if you're watching this, or if you're listening in, I would highly suggest. I mean, I have 17 members. One of them has pulled the trigger and gone with me. It's just, these are the best times. And if you were at eXpCon and went to Dre's nightclub, I mean, that speaks for itself right there.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We certainly have a lot of fun. Well, that's part of our key things that eXp talks about, is making real estate fun again, right? We work hard, but we play hard. And yeah, the events have been outstanding. I mean, it's all the collaboration and the friendships that really start growing from people from all over, the country. We're in all 50 states, 9 provinces in Canada, 19 countries now. Everyone comes into most everyone comes into these events, and you leave with a whole new, it kind of goes from your head to your heart, really. But it's relationships that you can reach out to these people, weeks and months after, and we all help each other grow our businesses.
And that's true. When you say weeks and months after the event, lots of times when we do transactions with agents and even our clients, we get close with them and we say, oh, we're going to continue to, this relationship on, and then life carries on and we don't, hang out like you had wished that you wanted to, feeling that energy when you were engaged in that transaction. But honestly, the connections that I've made at eXp, the family, I've stayed in touch with everyone.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. So what surprised you most about eXp? What were you not really expecting that's better than what you thought since you moved over?
Well, the digital, I kind of dove into eXp. I did a lot of research. Like I said, I wasn't looking for a change at all whatsoever. So I researched a lot, and my main reasons, I said stocks earlier, but I had looked at, training. I was building lots of platforms and ideas for my team members prior with our brokerage, Palma Prop. But the training, I think the access to the training. I mean, speak about our team, the FFF. So what do we deliver? I mean, I sat in last Thursday. You invited me to this training with Bill. I think his name was Bill. That was just, and I know a lot of real estate. We are always learning new, but I learned a lot from him with commercials and investors. So how often do we meet?
On our group, just our small group within Financial Freedom Forever, we have every Wednesday training for agent attraction to grow our teams and our local teams and our global teams. So that's Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Then every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, we have our production coaching training call. So it's all about production, and you can invite your friends, right? And then the second Friday of the month, we bring in an outside agent within eXp usually, but somebody that's not in our group that's really killing it, and have a mastermind. So we have those three, and then because Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, and Al Stasek are our business partners, and they own the National Association of Expert Advisors. Our group also gets invited to all the things that they're doing, and they're having training like 4 days a week. Tuesday through Thursday, Tuesday through Friday on the private Facebook group. So there's more training we can get to.
Yeah, if you're listening into this, I mean, Andre just said it right there. There's an overabundance in training, and it doesn't even stop. If whatever your goals are, if you're like me, working the back end right now, I'm putting a lot of business, time and energy into my business. But if you're wanting to learn or train or have new ideas, I think that's just a huge benefit, Andre. And just to put it into perspective, in my small little Northern California neck of the woods, they say, it's sleepy. Before COVID-19, we had our weekly caravans and our meetings. There's been no collaboration at all within our community. The new agents that I have that haven't experienced that in the past don't even know what it's like to be in a real estate community now. They're just, me, and that's all they know when they go show properties. And so if you're like yearning to collaborate with like-minded people, top sellers, business plans, ideas, spark some new passion. You invited me last week. I thought of some agents that I had just showed their properties, some clients their properties to, and I reached out because they're top agents. I see that they're putting a lot of initiative in, and several of them reached back out to me and said, David, thank you so much for thinking of me. I've been missing this in the real estate community. So that right there, just the collaboration with other people is just, it's unlimited.
Yeah, with being able to go into the world, I mean, the office hours, or I think the employees, I believe we have over 1,300. It might be a lot more than that by now, at least that. And the world, they have office hours from 9 a.m. Eastern to 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, and the brokers are always on call on the weekend. The collaboration and be able to get what you need pretty quickly is pretty phenomenal. And then we have, of course, the workplace group, that Facebook workplace group that all 73,000 agents and employees are in there as well. So, I mean, I get questions answered at 10 o'clock at night because you just do a search and get a lot of your questions answered by just doing it that way. So that was a big surprise to me too. I wasn't really expecting that. But that was a pretty big surprise to me.
Yeah, and I mean, you're right. The access, I mean, I think that's really important. The access, and that was one of my hurdles is my brother is my broker. You know, I have extreme access to him. If he's not picking up, I'm gonna call 4 times. And I was thinking this whole digital platform may be a little bit of a deterrent. Now I know that looking back, it's not at all. It's actually a huge benefit. But our brokers, you know, cell phone numbers and emails are right there in the platform. And so I had partnered up with a gal that's no longer a managing broker of California. Her name was Angela. And I would text her and she'd get right back to me, call me, get right back to me. So I was surprised.
And I think a lot of it too, don't you think? Because a lot of, obviously the agents, the brokers, were all owners of the company, right? Even the brokers, and you know, they have access to getting the stocks just like we do. So I think that's a major portion of it. If you're talking to maybe your manager at your office, if they're not the broker owner that have, that are making income off every agent that they have, and it's just a managing broker or a managing partner or whatever, they're getting a salary and they take care of you. I'm sure they take good care of you, but it makes a big difference when you have ownership in the company and you help, not only the people that in your group, but everyone seems to be open and willing to help anyone in the entire company, because as the company continues to grow, I mean, we only had 16,000 agents when I got started. It'll be 3 years in February. And we have, I heard, over 73,000 now. But as the company continues to grow, be the fastest growing company on the globe, the stocks keep going up. Now they go up and down like any stock. But if you look over what it's done over the last 5 years, it's been pretty incredible. And we all get to benefit from that, right? What other company do you benefit from having ownership for just doing what we're already doing, selling houses and helping the company grow?
I mean, honestly, like, even if if you meet someone at one of these live events and they're not part of your direct community, they're still wanting to help. And so you hit, the nail on the head right there. Is everyone benefits from me benefiting and from my team down below me benefiting. And I was very surprised about that.
Now, I remember, didn't you at one of the events get connected to one of the guys that was up on stage there, that he was a big time luxury agent? He had his own luxury company, right? And he moved over to eXp, and you just connected with him. How was that? How did that help you? And what was that experience like?
I mean, I shook hands with Grant Cardone. I mean, these events are just next level. And if you see someone on stage that you connect with, or you want to grow your business with, we have an app called WorkChat. It's kind of like Facebook or Instagram. You just type in their name, it pulls up all their information, email, phone, text. And then you can also just message through the WorkChat. So I find typically getting inspired by certain individuals that I want to, adopt some of their skills into my business. And so I just reach out via WorkChat. And so that did happen with me, Andre. You have a great memory, and the opportunities are just boundless.
That's fantastic. What's your goals for 2022? What do you see? What are your plans on kind of taking to the next level, and what tools and systems through eXp is going to be able to help you do that you may not have had before?
Really, the platform. eXp gives us an opportunity to manage and run teams all over the globe. A huge benefit, I think, that if you're a managing broker right now, or you are the broker of a team or brokerage, you're responsible for every agent's transactions. And I think that can get cumbersome. With respect to building a team, I'm an entrepreneur, and I have a vision just like your FFF, and you're doing a wonderful job. I honestly feel like a family member of yours, Andre. But we all can grow our own vision into what we want it to be. And so I have vision to open out of country and to also open across the states. And the availability to do so makes it just boundless. And so what you saying in 2022, what my goals are, honestly, I'm working to be more of a marketing company. I think that everyone in real estate says, you know, leads, 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 you know, and so with my team, I've learned that, you know, I provide the leads, I pay for the leads, I pay for Zillow and Realtor.com, but honestly, that's not the direction I want to go. I would like to build, you know, water my nurture, my warm leads, you know, build a referral-based business, and also through lots of technical aspects, whether it's SEO and social media. You know, Mike Sherrard is a great example of that, and he's got the Wolf Pack. He's over here at eXp, and I think he's probably the top agent in eXp. I think he brought in over 100 agents within 1 year. So his team has a massive presence at any of these events. And if you're in real estate and you like to research like I do, look up his name, you know, Wolfpack Mike Sherrard. I think he went from spending $30 a month in advertising to $3,000 a day.
Wow.
And within 3 months. And so goals like that, I like to take on big expenses like that. So that's my goals this year, is really build this machine out. I brought in a strategic partner this year. We're really going to focus on, you know, adding tons of value to agents that want, you know, to just sell a property and not worry about all the headache in real estate. And that's my goal this year.
All right, fantastic. Well, I know you're really big on taking action. I mean, when we're at an event, you hear something, you write it down, and man, you implement it right away. So that's what people that do that always are bringing themselves to the next level. So good job and continuing doing that, David, and looking forward to seeing you guys continuing to grow and helping you and your team in any way that I can. What I do like to ask, you know, if there's just one takeaway that you want to make sure anyone that's listening today, a friend of yours, someone that you care about, or someone maybe you haven't even talked to yet, but you want to make sure that they take away from this interview, what would that takeaway be that you want to make sure that they receive from you today?
I mean, honestly, just choosing the right team, you know, seeing who inspires you, who's there really to help you. You know, I'm interviewing a lot of website companies right now, and it's, you know how to pick apart, you know, the bullshit, to be honest. You know, there's a lot of people out there that just want your business. And, you know, when I met you, Andre, I know that you have a kind heart. You're honest, you're passionate and caring. And I think that trickles down into everyone, you know, below you. I mean, I could throw out a bunch of names, but to be honest, I think that we have a great group. And so really focus on, there's, you know, if you're going to think about joining eXp, you want to make the right decision. And so I would definitely talk to Andre and talk to a few others, and whoever inspires you most to take your business to the next level, choosing the right person. And I'm glad that I'm working with you, Andre. So
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks for the kind words. Hey, when you get in business with someone and you really do care about them, and whatever we promise, we try to, you know, under promise and over deliver. And as we see people's lives changing because of the revenue share, the stocks, you know, the going to these live events, and their business continues to grow, and, you know, whatever your goal is our goal. We take that very seriously. I mean, you're in California on the West Coast. I'm in Atlanta on the East Coast. But we're texting, you know, 6 in the morning or 10 o'clock at night, right? We don't care because you know, we're family, and that's the way we feel, and it's important to us to make sure everybody is reaching their goals and doing anything that we can, business and personal. I mean, I've had a lot of personal conversations with people about all kinds of things, and that's what it's about.
I don't get angry when you text me at 5 a.m., Andre. I realize you've been up for 3 hours already.
Yeah. So my last question for you, David, if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
I said, if you were to join eXp all over again, is there anything that you would do differently?
Ooh, that's a good one, Andre. I mean, I think that we could live with regrets and think back, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah, I'd be icon agent. I'd work harder to make my sales and be competitive like I've always been. But I think that our story is important, and I'm excited to be icon this year and maybe be mega icon team. And I wouldn't do anything different. I'm just glad that I didn't sit back any longer and wait to join eXp. It's been a great benefit to my life. I feel like I'm part of a team, a family, and it adds value. So it helps me grow my business. Thanks, Andre.
All right, awesome. One last question before we sign off. I always like to ask people, if you're a reader, what's the best inspirational book that you love? Or if you're a movie watcher, what's the name of your all favorite movie?
Okay, so I'm not like a trivia person at all. I just focus on myself and my goals. But there was this presentation, and it's always stuck with me. There's this book called Rocket Fuel, and if you're an entrepreneur and you want to be a big timer like I do, read Rocket Fuel, because there's two different types of personalities in this world. There's an visionary and there's an integrator, and I think that the separation. What I've learned over the year, I hire admin, I hire assistants, and then I start putting everything on them, and they get overloaded. And so this year, I'm really trying to separate, create good job descriptions, expectations, and have people be really good at one job. And so Rocket Fuel taught me that, and I'm continuing to implement it. It's going to be a long road, but straight to the moon.
Awesome. Hey, well, whoever's out there listening today, thanks for joining us. If you're in Northern California and you want to be around a leader that's really going places and is growing his team, you have David's phone number there on the screen. Give him a shout. And anywhere in the country, actually, because our team is global, I have people in 38, I think 39 states now, and continuing to, I take it back to 29 states, 4 provinces of Canada, and a couple other countries. And we're here to take care of our people and continue growing no matter where you're at. So thanks, David, for joining us on the Financial Freedom Forever podcast. And we'll see you at the next event, partner.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a good day, buddy.